Until Dawn cast and crew explain the process of adapting a beloved horror game. Until Dawn continues the tried and true trend of adapting hit horror video games into live action. The original survival horror video game was released in 2015 and developed by Supermassive Games, the studio behind games including House of Ashes and The Devil in Me. Written by Gary Dauberman and directed by David F. Sandberg, the movie tells the story of a young woman named Clover who finds herself caught in an endless loop of death while searching for her sister. The Until Dawn movie brings known game villains like Wendigos into live action, but its characters are all new. The movie stars Ella Rubin as Clover, Michael Cimino as Max, Ji Young-yu as Megan, Belmont Camilli as Abe, and Odessa Ajian as Nina. Although the central story is Clover's, the ensemble nature of the movie offers the other cast members plenty of other moments to shine. Screen Rant's Joe Deckelmeyer spoke with the Until Dawn cast and crew at WonderCon 2025. Director/producer David F. Sandberg and producer/writer Gary Dauberman spoke about the challenges of adapting the hit game into a feature film and how the movie could be used to explore different aspects of horror. Stars Belmont Camilli, Ella Rubin, Michael Cimino, Ji Young-yu, and Odessa Ajian gave insights into their characters and talked about their favorite aspects of shooting the film. When Until Dawn came out in 2015, it took the video game world by storm thanks to its innovative immersion and choose-your-own-adventure features. While those were major selling points when adapting the story for the big screen, they also posed challenges that the filmmakers would have to overcome. Dauberman, who co-wrote the screenplay with Blair Butler, explained that the biggest challenge is that it's already a cinematic experience when you're playing a game. How can you give people the same thrills and push the same story forward, but give them something different at the same time? The question then became, how can you give people the same thrills and push the same story forward, but give them something different at the same time? Director Sandberg felt the screenwriters gave a perfect answer, gushing, "That's what I found so brilliant about it. They didn't just take the game and try to condense it down into 2 hours and make something that would probably not feel as good as the game. Instead, they still expanded it and captured the spirit of the game. The great thing about the game," he continued, "is that you can play over and over again, and you can get different outcomes, see different kills, and get different deaths. That might sound extremely difficult to incorporate into a movie, but the Until Dawn team found the perfect trick. They had this mechanic of every time they die, the night starts over, but it's like a new horror genre every time." When Sandberg heard about it, he felt like a fan himself. I was like, that sounds awesome. Rubin's character Clover is the emotional anchor of the film, going through extreme and dramatic physical and emotional changes throughout Until Dawn. Though she was careful to avoid spoilers, the actor shared some of the most difficult scenes for her shoot while on location in Budapest. The scene that was most physically difficult was different than the scene that was most emotionally difficult, she began. I would say the scene that was most emotionally difficult was a scene with Michael where I'm very openly acknowledging my grief. I cared about that scene being done correctly so much because grief is at the center of Clover's story, Rubin continued passionately. I really wanted it to be accurate to what she's feeling and hit the mark of what it feels like to grieve. She didn't have to be vague about her most physically demanding scene, as it already appeared in the trailer. I come out of the ground, and they put real dirt on top. I'm screaming, so the amount of dirt that was in my mouth. I think I puked a few times after they called cut. Megan and Nina, played by Yu and Asian, represent two opposite sides of the belief spectrum in Until Dawn. Megan is the spiritual core of the group, whom Yu explained has really been a proponent of the trip in the first place to hopefully help Clover grieve and process some things. She is so empathetic that she deeply believes she's psychic, and no one believes her. Eventually, You see her start to figure things out a little sooner than everyone else. She becomes pretty key to us figuring out if and how we're going to make it through the night. Nina, on the other hand, is much more detached when it comes to the horrors that are unfolding around her. While Asian joked that she's emotionally unavailable, the actor also had some real insight into her mind. I honestly think that, as much as she loves Clover, she's a little bit over it.